Just a few more to go for me. I'm hoping that by you getting me early in the morning, and I haven't done really any talking actually now that I think about it, other than probably talking to myself, but that it'll be a little bit easier. Here we go. There's the stream. A little bit easier, and you're not going to get all the coughing and all that kind of stuff. So, day 28. Day 28 was the day where I did just this little half page of this beautiful door swag, a little bit of journaling, just a really nice, simple card. And then on the back side of this, I decided to do my holiday playlist, where I talked about the songs that I was listening to this year. My two new favorites being Peace, Joy, Love with Jim Brickman and a couple of other people. And then Really Someday at Christmas by Lizzo, Light of the World by Lauren Daigle. Just the other two are songs that I had heard last year or the year before even, but I've just been doing those on repeat for some reason this year. And it looks like my camera's a little crooked. So let me see if I can change that out for you. I don't think it's the camera. I think I hit something on the camera arm. Hopefully that helps. Nope. Did it? Yes, no, maybe. Okay, that is a little bit better. All right, good. Anyway, and then just kind of a little fun retro page with the stickers from Happy Holidays. So that's where we are today. This is what you'll see opposite this page. And we're going to do my new ornaments for the year. So let me grab these pages out. All right, so another one of these foldouts. Obviously, if you've been following me, you know this has become probably one of my favorite pages to use, although I am finding it a little bit difficult to control the seeing too much, like your eye doesn't have a chance to rest anywhere in pages like that. So that's kind of just a note to self to be careful about that. Last night I did add the first vellum page separator. So in my book, when I did day 28, so you'll see that at the end of day 28. And I'm planning on doing at least one and maybe two more. We'll see how that goes. And it might be more than that, but one or two for sure. I'm not going to do those today. We're celebrating Christmas a little bit later. I've baked brownies already this morning, and I have some potatoes that need to go in the oven. So I actually have a timer on my phone, or an alarm on my phone set, so I don't go over. I think I have plenty of time to do this with you this morning, but just in case I get really chatty. So now, in my defense, I was at Kohl's, and they had a really good sale. And there was an ornament, which is this frosty ornament that I had seen online somewhere. And I think I had seen this one from the Grinch as well. And it looks like a storybook. I have a tree that I call the grandchildren tree, and it's games, cartoon characters, and books. So these two I didn't buy that day, but everything else I did. I was so bad, but it was a sale, and they actually had the Hallmark ornaments were on the sale as well too. So I have an Uno Deluxe ornament there. I played a lot of Uno when I was a kid. My grandkids like it. This frosty ornament. This one's a little hard to see, but it's Mickey sailing a pirate ship, which kind of reminds me of the Peter Pan ride at Disney. It's not exactly that, but it kind of reminds me of that in Pirates of the Caribbean. There's the Fox on Socks book, Fox on Socks from Dr. Seuss. Belle, which we talked about, why Belle is my favorite modern princess. So that I did a lot of damage. And then I had kind of planned, I have a tree that's all Old World Christmas, and there's a beautiful shop not too far from me that has a lot of those ornaments, and I was going to go get one, and then I got sick and it never happened. And I guess that's a-okay. It's fine that it didn't happen. So then let's talk about what else I did. So I'm thinking that this card is where it's going to stay. And I like the fact that there's ornaments. This is from Ellie Studio Document December this year. That gets hidden unless you open up the spread. And I did play around a little bit at one point because I love this Frosty ornament. It's probably my new favorite on the record player. But the problem is it's purple. And when I looked at this spread next to all of this, it didn't look good. And I thought, I'm just setting myself up for a hard time when I have to do this. So today, what I did is I put this in, played around a little bit with the arrangement, and really, does it matter? Probably not. So I'm thinking the date could go either here or here, maybe here because there's a lot of space around this ornament. And then the other thing I'm thinking is I want to just do a little design page, kind of like I did here, where it's just fun stuff that I'm playing around with there. So, and then I have lots of space on these photos, so maybe some more like word strips and that kind of thing is what I'm kind of thinking here. I'll probably use I'm going to leave the photos in because I'm going to probably use the plastic to kind of play around with how the decorating is going to work. And I guess I am coughing because I haven't talked to anybody. So I'm going to look through my scraps here from this year and see what I might like here. I think I like the green, but I think that's a little bright. This isn't a counting page, so I'm going to not do that. This is cute. I like this one because it's really intense and it looks kind of like trees. This one's a little bit too busy for what I have in mind because I pulled some of the ornaments from the document December. Kind of a little busy here for probably what I'm going to want to do. And then I think that conflicts with that stripe. Again, kind of, this is cute, but I think if I start laying these on there, I'm not going to like that as much. But okay, so I've got that comparison. Oh, here we go. That helps me. I can kind of see. What if I did? This one disappears a little bit, but I kind of like the idea of this. Oh my gosh, sorry you guys. Sorry, I don't know where that came out of. I'm going to take a quick drink. Okay, maybe it was bad that I hadn't talked to anybody today. That does not happen that much anymore, and it usually happens at night. So I had to pull myself together here for just a second. That was a full-on cough. Okay. I'm very sorry that you had to listen to that, but that's what it can sound like. Yikes. Okay. I've had a drink. Hopefully that's going to help. All right. So I actually like this better, I think, than this. I like the darker background there. I think that's kind of my thoughts. I'm also going to blow my nose. I'll be right back. I didn't want to do that close to camera. Okay. I thought we were all done with that. So sorry. Okay, so I think, yeah, I'm kind of liking the way that looks. And I actually kind of like the simpleness of that. Now here's this December, but that's going to disappear. So let's do this. And what I'm going to do is put this on the back of the bell photo. That's just funny because I can see stats of who's watching, and I lost 2 people. They probably thought, oh my gosh, what's going on with this woman? Has that happened? Okay. All right, there we go. If that was not live, I could have shut the camera off. That's one thing that's hard, and I don't like to have you guys have to hear me coughing, but obviously live, it's live. Okay, so there's that. And the reason I wanted to make sure is I could tell that this paper was a little bit too big, and I wanted to get it trimmed up. Otherwise, it wasn't going to be real. Like, I could have made this too big. Okay, so I've been wanting to use this Deck the Halls piece since the beginning, but I didn't take a lot of pictures of things. I did take a photo last night of, I have a huge, like bifold doors in my kitchen. That's a coat and storage closet, and you can keep like, I know, brooms and stuff in it. And I always put my Christmas ornaments, my Christmas cards on that. And I did take that photo last night. So that's kind of fun. Now, I don't know that I'm going to do this, but one of the things, if you wanted to be a little tricky and have a little fun, is you could hang the ornaments on some twine. And if you wanted to see less, you could probably do it in the green. So that might be a little fun touch. First thing I'm going to do, though, is just get these down. And I am enjoying doing these cards like this because it feels a little bit, good morning, Carrie. It feels a little bit more like I'm scrapbooking, like I do on a more normal basis. And I know you guys are still seeing Tuesday and Saturday scrapbook videos, but those have been done for a while. I do that on purpose so that for people who don't do December daily, that this channel doesn't just become all December daily. Not that there's anything bad about that, but not everybody enjoys December daily. Not everybody celebrates a holiday. So I've tried to be a little cognizant of that. And I think I am going to try to hang these ornaments. So that twine is going to have to sit in here. I'm not going to use a very big piece. Try to get that in there so that it's laying in there nicely. And then I'll bury that in between here. This ornament, obviously, you won't see much of it. I'm going to kind of play with this and see what I think. Now, I could also leave it just hanging out like that, but I think I'm going to pull that back. Yeah, I like that pulled back a little bit because it really looks like it's hanging versus just sort of leaving that. Woohoo for feeling better and increased creativity. That's the words I was looking for. Okay, so now I'm going to pop this back on here again. And now that I know where the twine has to go, I can kind of lay it in there. And then that will hold it. And then all I'm going to do is run a strip right across the top there. This one I'm going to shorten up because I don't need that whole thing. I may do that with this one as well too. Yeah, I will. Better to have them longer. Look at this, how much red twine. I mean, I actually am going to find the end of that. That's exciting. Okay, so this one is, there we go. All right, and then I'll just kind of seal that and look it. I have now hung my ornaments. This one, I wonder if I can get this one to go down just a little bit. There's a little more that it's hanging on to. Yeah. Okay, I like that a little bit better. I liked the spacing of the ornaments themselves, but then when I hung them, I wanted this to be a little bit longer. And what I'm doing is the ATG you can kind of roll off, and then you don't have to like deal with it if it's not the right place. Okay, then I know I need a number. I'm also thinking I'm going to want some enamel dots. So I'm just going to grab my enamel dots. I'll do them at the end, but I don't want to forget to do them. So I'll pull them out. There we go. Okay, note to self, maybe not so good when you don't talk to people. And then I do have 3 ornaments on here, so I could spread those out in other places. I think at one point I was toying with like adding them in here, but I think I like it just as it is without that addition, even like toying with this one. But then it wouldn't make sense to have this down here and not have it hanging. So I think that they could go on the inside here somewhere once I kind of determine how this is going to look. I'm going to pop this back in so I kind of know how things are. I could also, you know, kind of like superimpose them on this, but I think I'm not going to do that. So let's do that. I do like this count it all joy. What I'm thinking, let's see. That kind of gets in the way. I do like this, and it needs to come from the bottom. Although that looks kind of nice there. So maybe there. I did grab some banners because I thought maybe I would need a little extra space or something down here. These 3x4 cards are really small though, so it's really easy to get them decorated. There's not a lot that you have to do. I could add the December in on this card. The thing that I think the reason I think I'm not going to do that though is because I want to use a lot of this space to talk about why each of these are special to me. And I'll probably like write double in these lines. I could not glue this and write on the back of the card. I've done that multiple times in the book, and that's okay. So this word I think is going to go back, and this Mary maybe as well. All right, let's see what I can find for words, strips, that kind of stuff. And also I need to think about my date here. So in this particular case, this is day 29. I don't have one, but I do have one because I have a 2 and I have a 9. And I was thinking I wanted to use some more of this, and maybe, can I get this in here somewhere maybe? I didn't plan for this. That's the one thing. Just kind of doing a little bit of auditioning here, trying to figure out where this might fit well. Or does it look like I forgot it? Yeah, I don't think I like it on this card, but where it could work really well is up here. I could also do it up here. And maybe that's what I'll do. So that when you look at this spread, and there's plenty of room up here. I'm going to leave this on the plastic. Again, it's one of the things I like about having the photos in the plastic already is that I can play with this a little bit. But I like how then you get this diagonal of embellishment to embellishment here. Okay, so I think these are going to go away. Let me see what else we have. So we have On Holiday, Magical, Twinkle, Tradition. Let's see, Stockings, Merry, December. And Magical, because that's Mickey. Mickey is magical. My other thought is I was kind of envisioning something a little bit longer. So let me see. Oh, like here's Time to Decorate. Like I like that one. There's Deck the Halls, Hello December, Twinkle. First Ornament on the Tree. I didn't do that one this year. I do often take pictures of my first ornament on the tree, and it's always the same. I made a little Mary when I was, a little felt Mary and baby Jesus when I was like 3. I'm sure I didn't do it by myself. I'm pretty sure I had help, but then that is always the first ornament on the tree. Because when I left home and got my first apartment, my mom gave it to me. So Time to Decorate could go down here on Mickey's. That would leave this one without anything. So we could do Deck the Halls there. And now I think that's starting to get to be a little bit too much. And then I'm thinking we want something up here so that we have that going across. I don't feel like I have to have anything on Belle. Feels like when I added this, at least maybe it's where it is. Let's see if that helps. Maybe that was crowding that a little bit too much. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Oh, and I've Deck the Halls there too. So let's grab Hello December. I'm going to move this just because I don't want Deck the Halls here and Deck the Halls up here. So then we'll do Deck the Halls down here. There we go. Bonjour, Claire. Oh, I think this is actually a quick one in some ways, just because there's a lot of stuff on my page already. Okay, so that's good. There is something on each of these. Not that that would have to happen. I think it would have been fine not to do anything on these two, but I'm going to leave it, I think. What I should, here, was going to say what I should do is see what this looks like. Is it too much? This might be a good spot to do a little bit of vellum too. I might decide to do that or not. The one thing that is a little good about this for giving my eye places to rest, or so it's not so busy, even though there's a lot of busyness going on because of that. That I actually like when you're looking at it this way. The colors are blending really nicely there. But the good news about this is it's really dark. So I think it gives your eye a little bit more of a rest. I think I'm going to leave this here. So I'll probably under the deck of the halls, I'll probably talk about, you know, my favorite. These are my favorite. These are my new ornaments. And I don't always buy 6 new ornaments. It just happened to be that Kohl's sale got me. A lot of times I buy 1 ornament to signify something that I did this year, you know, did during that year. I can tell you, I'm pretty sure my 2024 ornament will be something to do with Paris. And maybe Paris and Disneyland both, you know, that I'll do a couple, but I definitely, that is definitely on the radar already. All right. So now the question is, do I want to add some enamel dots here? And my instinct is to say yes, to give myself just a little something extra here. But originally I think I was going to do red and green. And when I'm looking at it now, I think I'm going to only do green. So let's put these on. I'm going to just barely rest them. So they will be easy to take off if I decide I don't like it. And actually, as I'm looking at this, I think it is actually adding to this page. Yeah, it is. All right, so I'm going to pull this out. And whoops, and I rested them so lightly that one just came flying off at me. This I don't need to be concerned about how much space I'm taking up, like how much space I'm taking up on that card, because that's just going to be like a little intro card. And then the one on the inside, I can explain a little bit more. Okay, so I'm not going to add anything here, but my thought is, so there that is in the pocket. Yeah, especially in the pocket too, because it kind of disappears a little bit. You don't see as much of it. Okay, so then my other thought is, I don't know that I want them on the cards per se here. I better get these off because they're starting to stick a little bit too much. And I'm going to make sure these are okay size-wise. Yep, it is. But I'm thinking maybe on that ornament card that this would be kind of nice. Let's get this one off. And this is the one that I put at the top here because I wanted our eyes to have a little spot to rest. So be careful about doing this with the plastic because depending on the sticker, they will stick. So I just try to do it really lightly and get them off as fast as I can. Just a little tip there. And if it's, you know, it's hard then to get them off the plastic. That's where the Goo Gone helps if you own Goo Gone. Okay, so there's this one that we have. And then I'm just going to quick grab this one. And this one, I'm going to measure this against this because I don't have the photo yet. That's going to happen tonight just to see. This Mickey in the pirate ship is just a little big. I can tell because it's not sitting properly with that one. And since I'm thinking about adding something to that. Okay, so this is where I was warning you, and this is just that label. These LE Studio labels sometimes stick a little bit, so get them off as soon as you can. I'll just add that. And that one goes in. Okay, and then And with this one, I think we're going to do maybe just the small ones. Because I think if I do anything else, just with the scale of that ornament, it'll be a little bit too much. And I'm really loving how that's going to look. It's just a little something extra on that to make that card just a little more special. Yeah, yep. That did exactly what I wanted it to do. One of my friends back in the 80s, because oh gosh, okay. Well, if you're not old enough, there was a whole Valley Girl thing, and I'm not going to go into it. But she always used to say, it's so without being too much. And that's kind of what happened here. Okay, so here we go. There is, and I flipped these the wrong way. Apparently, we're coughing today. All right. Yeah, I like how these ended up working. It's a little bit of a touch. It's helping use up some of those strips with stuff that I didn't think I would, because Hello December is early, but I'm just talking about the ornaments. It doesn't make any difference to me that this is on the 29th. It's the whole point of this is a new thing. And I just realized I need to get these off so they don't stick too badly here. So let me just and I'm just going to measure so that I've got an even space between the top and the side there. Get that 29 on. Hey, Harmony. Oh, funny. Claire just said that too. The better late than never. Oh no, and I did it uneven. Ah. And unfortunately with this, it's really easy to see. All right, so this is where I bring in my old Cricut spatula and pray. Now, again, if this is not the worst thing that can happen, if I need to, I do have, I have ability because I print my photos. I don't print my photos at home for my regular scrapbook projects, but I do when I do this, just because I don't want to have to wait for photos. If I wasn't doing this live, it wouldn't matter, but because I'm doing these videos, I need to have them. Okay, fix that. Much better. Okay, so there we go. Now I'll go back in and, well, like with these where they're sitting back to back, make sure that those are all okay. But otherwise, I really like how this looks. I'm loving now. Yes, great minds between Harmony and Claire. Now that I'm having some more time, and I feel really good taking the time to be able to do stuff like this, where it's a little bit more decorative. I think that was the piece that early on in my book, I was missing a little bit of that. Not that it's not there, but I just didn't have the time. And I was working so, like, I had everything I could do to get to work. And then I just didn't have the time, and I didn't feel up to it. So that might be something when I go through in the next couple of days when I'm looking at my book as well, that might be something that I look at too. But I think what will change that, I'm going to put these in, is that, so this is a great example of this. Like a lot of times it was a card, pictures, and something simple. This is obviously a fairly a layout with a lot of stuff going on, but more simple on the pictures because there were so many. But if I'm coming in with some of these pages like that, where they're more decorative, I think that will get the decorative piece an element that I felt like I was missing a little bit, like cards like this, that kind of a thing. Although I guess, in looking at this, I do have it here early, at least. I just realized that slid. This is the kind of stuff that happens. For some reason, that enamel dot decided it didn't want to stay. But Oh, you didn't see that one. That's at the end of yesterday's video, Harmony, where I do that page. So yeah, that is that. Oh, actually you did see that because you were here now that I think about it. But yeah, that's a fun one. I love that. Love that page. Okay, let's get that enamel dot back. I don't normally I wouldn't maybe do that, but I don't want to forget that that's there. Okay, so like I think that I'm seeing this now. There are elements that are a little bit more decorative and that kind of stuff, but some of these are a little bit more simple. And this card is still bothering me. Not quite sure what I'm going to do about that. And maybe it's 2 pieces of red. Maybe I'll try that after I shut the camera off, or I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so I think as I'm looking through this, it's okay. I was thinking I didn't have a lot of decorative stuff in here, but I do. Good. And here's where I think the next vellum page is going to come in. And like I said, yeah, it is so super cute, isn't it? There's that page worked out really, really well. Here's where the next vellum will come in. And like I said, I'll probably do that tomorrow or the next day, kind of depending on when I come on. We don't have any specific plans for New Year's Eve, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be watching a Packer game. And my boyfriend's a huge football fan. So normally on Sundays in the fall and early winter, he's watching football all day on Sunday, so we don't see each other. So I think I might have a lot of fun time to play tomorrow. I've got a couple things. I need to take a picture of all the gifts from clients tomorrow, so I have that to do. I like to get that in my book at some point as well. And then maybe I might even start taking some stuff down because that whole France trip, I know I keep saying this, is coming up very quickly. I got a shipment today of some sweaters and things that I'm probably going to take with me. So I need to do a little try on later today. And then I need to go through my wardrobe and decide what is coming with me. That whole packing thing is getting a little scary. Layers, 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 but still. All right. So let's show you how this looks in the book. So that's that, and that's that. I really love the way this worked out today. So, oh, Harmony asked how the Choco coconut peppermint bunt was. Oh my gosh. I sent a note to the client who gave me that yesterday, and it started out, oh my goodness. So I don't know if Nothing But Bunt, it's called Nothing But Bunt, is the name of the business. I don't think it's a nationwide chain. I think it's something around Wisconsin that they've got locations here. But they made this, it was a chocolate, like a deep, dark chocolate cake. And then the frosting was a peppermint like buttercream over the top, and they just drizzled it along the like spines of the bunt and then a little circle in the middle. So it wasn't too much. I was only going to have half of it. I ate the whole thing and then regretted it later just because I was so full. But oh, it was so good. So for those of you who are thinking chocolate cake, peppermint buttercream, yeah, do it. It was amazing. So I did say to the client, I get the hype behind these cakes now. And obviously that flavor profile was really, really good, but the cake itself was so moist and so good. I'd be willing to do that. I was just thinking my poor boyfriend didn't get to eat any because of course I ate the whole thing, but, oh, you do have them. Okay. Thanks, Carrie. I didn't know. She's got them. Carrie said she has the Nothing But Bunt in Arkansas. So if you've got one nearby, I would highly endorse. Joey doesn't share food. That's cute. Yes. I have slapped people's hands on occasion and then let them have a piece, but people being boyfriend and a husband at one point. I'm like, no, just taking food off my plate. Anyway, definitely endorse that. And if you're just kind of trying to think about something to make. The holiday season for a lot of us is pretty close to over, but man, oh man, that was good. And I think my poor boyfriend, I got sick the weekend of his birthday, and we had sort of an abbreviated birthday celebration. And yeah, I knew that was a friend reference. So I still owe him a steak dinner at a really nice steak restaurant near us. And I'm thinking that maybe what I'm going to do on that day is that I will also get him one of those nothing but bundt cakes in some other flavor, and then just give it to him, because I felt so bad about his abbreviated birthday celebration. And he's such a sweet man. He was just like, no, I got to go to Olive Garden, and he loves Olive Garden. But I'm like, but we were going to have a really beautiful, expensive steak dinner, and you had Olive Garden instead. He doesn't care. He's very easy to please. But anyway, but that is going to be a little bit away, because that will not be able to happen until after Paris. So yes. So scrumptious is the perfect word. Yes, it is. It was scrumptious. So, well, all right, you guys, I have a few minutes. I've got to get myself all gussied up. I'm wearing my favorite new plaid kind of shirt. Hey, Melissa, you're sneaking in just at the end. But anyway, I'm wearing my favorite new plaid shirt, but I've got to do something about my crazy hair and no makeup situation before I get I'm making cheesy potatoes. It's all ready. I just have to put them in the oven, and then I'm responsible for dessert. And if you missed this last night, I baked brownies. My secret to really good brownies is just add chocolate chips in, and people think that you're brilliant, to a good box mix. And then I bought fudge sauce and caramel sauce that will heat up a little bit to drizzle over the top of ice cream, which for those of you in the US, I think this is fairly common. It's an ice cream called Moose Tracks. Thanks, Harmony. An ice cream called Moose Tracks, and it's like a vanilla and with caramel ribbon, and then they put like a chocolate piece in that they fill with caramel. And the original one, I think it was just like a round piece or something like that. They called it Moose Tracks. Well, this other company does a version of it called Cow Tracks. So the little caramel-filled chocolate pieces are actually cows. So I think my grandkids are going to have a great time. This is the shirt that I'm wearing today, by the way, because you can kind of see it there. So anyway, we're going to have a great Christmas celebration. I'm sure you will see some pictures. It'll be interesting because the last time I was there, we had so much fun. I took 0 pictures. Thank goodness my daughter-in-law did. But anyway, all right. So lots of yammering on today. You guys, I will see you tomorrow. Like I said, I hope I can do a little bit longer session tomorrow so that we get to play a little bit more in the book, maybe go through, look and see if there's anything I missed. And I am keeping up with my calendar in the back here, because that will be part of a video about what I do, because sometimes I'll put this right on this, like this back page here, and I'll glue it to it. Well, I'm not going to do that to this beautiful velvet album. There's nothing that's going to go on this velvet album. I've decided I'm just going to leave it as it is. It's just so beautiful. I was worried because these binder rings are not as big as the Simple Story ones with theirs. I wish that the companies who do Christmas albums would get on with the program and do the full 2-inch ring. A lot of them don't, but this is okay, because here's how chunky this is. And I have, let's see, 30, 31, and the 1st. So I have 3 days to get in here yet. I'm guessing that there might be an extra day or so in here. But what I'll do with this is going to be probably sitting in a 6x8, just like it is. And then I'll probably have something. What I'll probably do is this will be the last page. And then maybe what I'll do is like do a 6x8 paper, take a photo, decorate it. That could be an extra day. And I might have, sometimes I'll run through a lot of days. But what I might do on the 1st, just to warn you, is that I might do, on the 1st, I might do the video for the 31st and the 1st. Do whatever pictures I want to do for the 1st. And I kind of know what I'm going to do for that. And then finish up any other things. So it might be an extra long session on the 1st if you happen not to have to work. I see Harmony has to work tomorrow. So Harmony's saying that perhaps I could use a string or something around the top ring and dangling something over the front of the book like a Christmas charm. So I did think of that, Harmony, and I did that either last year or the year before when I had some jingle bells. But because then what I could do is, dangle it over the front here, although then that, my books sit like this with the shelf here. So anything I put here, I always have to be careful of. But I did think about dangling something here, and I actually think I'm just going to leave it. I think the 2023 is going to go in red here, and probably my Doodlebug Alpha, this one. I better have 2 2s in it. Yeah, I do. I have plenty. So I think what I'm going to do is just do the 2023 here and that, and leave it really simple on the spine. I just love the texture of this, and because I've gone back and forth about what I'm going to do, and I've pretty much decided this is just going to stay clean. First of all, it feels really good to pet it. I have a microfiber sofa, and my grandkids like to do that. So anyway, I hope that's not too weird. So oh yeah, Harmony said she'd love an album like this, but with cats, it's not good. Just so that you know, scrapbook.com, where this came from, had, and they had these last year. So they had, when I bought this, both red and green. I just chose green because I liked this particular green. It didn't have anything to do with a preference of like how it's going to look, because red or green would be fine for me. Maybe next year I do red and start to mix them. I really wish, I used to do, I'm trying to think what album I was using for a while. It was the exact same album all the time. I think it was a plaid or something like that. And I loved how that looked on my shelf, where I had kind of a whole bunch of those. And then I think it was the scrapbook.com album, actually. They stopped making them. And I was so bummed because I've had to switch back and forth quite a bit. But I really love this album. And I think this, in whether I do red or green or whatever it is going to become my go-to. So Claire said that she might have time to watch tomorrow's on replay unless I go really early. She's got company coming for New Year's Eve. Ooh, that's fun. And since I think you're 7 hours ahead of me. You're 7 hours ahead of me. So I'd have to go pretty early for you. And well, I'm sure you have prep to do. Anyway, I've kind of been doing that. And Claire, I've been looking at the weather every day because I can now see the weather from the first couple days that we're going to be there, which makes me so excited. So anyway, I better get going because my timer's going to go off pretty soon. Yeah, that would be cute. Harmony's saying definitely get a red so that I'd have a set, and I could yeah, that might be too early for me, Claire. Well, actually, I'm sorry, you're saying that yes, you're 7 hours ahead of me. But yeah, that'd be kind of fun, and I could alternate the albums. Harmony, I'm pretty sure your address is in my phone, so I'll try to make sure that happens. I have a couple of them to send. I want to send them to my grandkids as well, and probably my mom. My mom used to be my travel buddy before she became, she's not too old to travel, but it's really hard on her. So anyway, so there we go. There's the album. You guys have a great day. Have a great Saturday. And have a joyful day, you guys. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.